Ancient Egypt, a land of mighty pharaohs, towering pyramids and mysterious gods. It was into this world around 1353 BC that a boy named Amenhotep IV was born. His father was Amenhotep III, a powerful and successful pharaoh who ruled Egypt during a golden age. His mother, Queen Tai, was a woman of great influence and intelligence, known for her wisdom and political acumen. Young Amenhotep IV grew up surrounded by luxury and splendor in the royal palace at Thebes. He received a privileged education, learning to read and write in hieroglyphs, studying mathematics, astronomy, and the arts. Yet it seems that even from a young age, Amenhotep IV possessed a thoughtful and inquisitive nature, questioning the world around him in ways that would have profound consequences for Egypt's future. Little is known about his childhood, but it is clear that Amenhotep IV was exposed to the traditional religious beliefs of his time. He would have witnessed the elaborate rituals and offerings made to the many gods of the Egyptian pantheon, with Amun, the king of the gods, holding a place of supreme importance. However, as we shall see, Amenhotep IV was destined to challenge these ancient traditions and embark on a radical religious revolution that would shake the foundations of Egyptian society. From the very beginning, Amenhotep IV's life was intertwined with destiny, his fate set on a collision course with the ancient traditions of his ancestors. The seeds of change were sown, waiting for the right moment to blossom into a new vision for Egypt. Amenhotep IV had several siblings, including his older brother Thutmose, who was initially the crown prince. As a young prince, Amenhotep IV was trained in various royal duties and sports, including archery and chariot riding. His education was overseen by the best tutors in the land, ensuring he was well versed in the knowledge and skills required of a future pharaoh. He also observed military parades and was introduced to the complexities of Egyptian politics and governance. Despite his youth, Amenhotep IV began to show signs of his future ambitions, issuing early decrees and participating in state affairs. These early experiences and achievements laid the foundation for the revolutionary path he would later take, forever altering the course of Egyptian history. As Amenhotep IV matured, Egypt continued to bask in the golden glow of his father's reign. Amenhotep III, a master diplomat and builder, had secured Egypt's borders and filled its coffers with the riches of trade and tribute. It was during this time of peace and prosperity that Amenhotep III, perhaps sensing his own mortality or recognizing a spark of greatness in his son, decided to share power. The exact nature of their co-regency remains a topic of debate amongst historians. Some believe it was a true partnership, with father and son ruling as equals. Others suggest it was more symbolic, a way for Amenhotep III to prepare his son for the immense responsibilities that lay ahead. Regardless of the specific arrangements, the period of co-regency provided Amenhotep IV with invaluable experience in the art of governance. He learned firsthand the complexities of managing Egypt's vast empire, dealing with foreign dignitaries and upholding Ma'at, the divine order that underpinned Egyptian society. Yet, even as he mastered the intricacies of pharaohship, Amenhotep IV's thoughts were increasingly drawn towards matters of faith and the nature of the divine. The seeds of religious revolution sown in his youth were beginning to sprout. The sun, a powerful symbol of life and the renewal in Egyptian belief, shone brightly over the land, seemingly reflecting the dual reign of father and son. However, this period of shared power would prove to be a prelude to a far more dramatic transformation, one that would see the old gods of Egypt challenged and a new singular deity elevated to a position of supreme power. During their co-regency, Amenhotep III and Amenhotep IV participated in numerous joint ceremonies and festivals, reinforcing their united front to the people of Egypt. They also implemented policies to strengthen Egypt's military, ensuring the nation's security and stability. Amenhotep IV oversaw several construction projects, continuing his father's legacy of monumental building and contributing to Egypt's architectural grandeur. Their combined efforts in diplomacy and governance ensured that Egypt remained a dominant power in the ancient world, with neighboring states paying tribute and seeking alliances. Around his fifth year of rule, either as co-regent or sole ruler, Amenhotep IV embarked on a course of action that would redefine his reign and send shockwaves through Egyptian society. He introduced a new god to the Egyptian pantheon, one who would come to overshadow all others, the Aten. The Aten was not entirely unknown in Egyptian religion. Represented by the solar disk, it had long been associated with the sun's life-giving power. However, under Amenhotep IV, the Aten underwent a radical transformation. No longer simply one god amongst many, the Aten was elevated to the status of supreme deity, the sole creator and sustainer of all life. This shift towards monotheism, a belief in one god, was unprecedented in Egyptian history. Traditional temples dedicated to a multitude of gods were gradually overshadowed by new open-air temples built in honor of the Aten. These temples, bathed in the light of the sun, reflected the new pharaoh's vision of a simpler, more direct relationship between humanity and the divine. This religious upheaval was accompanied by a dramatic shift in artistic conventions. Statues and reliefs, once rigidly formal, now depicted the royal family with a startling degree of realism. The pharaoh himself, along with his queen, the beautiful Nefertiti, and their children, were often shown basking in the radiant light of the Aten. The changes were profound, a deliberate break from the past. Amenhotep IV, no longer content to be simply a guardian of tradition, had become a religious revolutionary, determined to reshape the spiritual landscape of his kingdom. This dramatic shift in religious practice, however, was only the beginning. Amenhotep IV, soon to become Akhenaten, was about to take his commitment to the Aten to an even greater extreme. The introduction of the Aten and the subsequent religious reforms had a profound impact on Egyptian society and culture. The traditional priesthood, which had long held significant power, found itself increasingly marginalized. Daily life and cultural practices began to shift, reflecting the new religious paradigm. Artistic expressions flourished in new ways, mirroring the transformative vision of Akhenaten's reign. The legacy of Akhenaten's religious revolution would echo through the ages, leaving an indelible mark on the history of Egypt.